The Brazilian company Taurus Firearms was awarded the project to supply the Philippine Army with brand new units of Taurus T4 5.56mm assault rifles. This is part of the Philippine Army's plan of replacing the aging M16 assault rifles left in the arsenal and improve its standard primary infantry weapon. The military also acquired thousands of Remington R4 assault rifles years ago, but the number of infantry continues to grow, and almost each and every one of them needs to be armed with rifles. Based on the information from the Asian Pacific Defense Journal and Max Defense Philippines, the project was awarded January 13, 2021, and cost around 540 million pesos, or almost 30,000 pesos each rifle. The Taurus T4 rifle was said to be among the most demanded rifle in the world, and once delivered in the country, the Philippine Army will be the first military organization outside of Brazil to make use of the T4 rifles. Meanwhile, shout out to Simi Sevilla, Captain Pendasol, Joan Historio, and Edward Salazar. Thank you for watching and supporting our videos. We are also now on TikTok, so you might want to check that out. Back to the topic. The assault rifle was also a new kind, as it was only presented to American trade shows in 2017. The Taurus T4 is basically a clone of the US-made M4 carbine, which is also used by the Philippine military. But the difference is it is fully manufactured in São Leopoldo, Brazil, which makes it less expensive. This is not part of the AFP modernization program, and the funds are used from the Army budget itself. The project itself was cancelled last year in 2020 due to the disqualification of both contenders to supply the assault rifles. The contenders for this project were the Taurus Firearms of Brazil, which offered the T4 rifle, and the Armscor Global Defense, which offered the Israeli-made Emton Carmiel MZ4 assault rifle. There is no information yet on how the Taurus Firearms won the project, as the reports were just announced days ago. The deal between the Philippine military and the Brazilian company also includes the local support and technical assistance for the rifles from the local firearms dealer and importer Taurus Trade. Taurus Trade also had the experience in supplying government agencies when they supplied the Philippine National Police with 20,000 units of the Taurus 9mm striker-fired pistol. This deal with the Philippines will also be very favorable to Taurus Firearms in the Asian market, as the Brazilian company is still undergoing in its bid in the Indian Rifle Project. The selection of their rifle in the Philippine Army will strengthen their chance to win the project in India. If they are given the contract, Taurus Firearms will supply 500,000 new close-quarter combat rifles. As of now, it is yet to be confirmed if the contract was already signed, but most likely it will be signed, as the Philippine Army needs additional firepower in its operations to cripple the New People's Army in the southern part of the country. On another topic, the Russian embassy in the Philippines posted a photo of the visit of Russian Ambassador Marat Pavlov and Russian Defense Attaché Colonel Dmitry Nikitin to Philippine Secretary of National Defense Delfin Lorenzana. Based on the statement on the Facebook post, military cooperation and military technical cooperation was discussed between the two countries to further boost bilateral ties. Take note that cooperation is very different from alliance. This means that the Philippine military and Russian military can have organized joint military exercises and exchange visits of Navy ships from both countries. Last year, in 2020, Russia denied that there is a possibility of a military alliance with the Philippines, despite the threats of ending the Visiting Forces Agreement with the United States. The Russian ambassador emphasized that they do not want a military pact with the country, and they already provide security for a selected few member states and cannot accommodate more. Their only aim is to build a robust and equal partnership which are necessary for stability and prosperity of the region. The Russian ambassador added that they do not have any military alliance in the Asia-Pacific region. Another thing that makes this not possible is that the Philippines is more inclined with allied powers like the United States, South Korea, Japan, United Kingdom, and Germany. The country's military also uses NATO standard weaponry, which is incompatible with Russian-made weapons. The only known Russian-made equipment used in the military was the donated Ural trucks, RPG-7, and a bunch of Kalashnikov AK-47 rifles. I even asked one of my friends in the Philippine Air Force, and he said that the donated AK-47 is not really used. Although there is a Special Operations Command unit, specifically the 1st Scout Ranger Regiment, which uses said Russian rifle. In the ongoing AFP modernization program, the alliance between the United States and the Philippines is still very strong, as the country is set to order another 5 units of Lockheed Martin C-130H Super Hercules to boost its transport capacity. The said project is worth 37 billion pesos and has already been approved by President Rodrigo Duterte. The country is also waiting for the funding of the 63 billion pesos F-16 Viper fighter jets, which will also be manufactured by Lockheed Martin. Last month, 6 Black Hawk helicopters arrived from the PCL Mielec of Poland, which is still owned by the American defense giant Lockheed Martin. 10 more Black Hawks are set to be delivered this year. Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana also sees the deal with Russia for MIL-MI-171 HIP helicopters to not push through, and plans to get 16 more Black Hawks instead. There is no problem with the Philippines having a military cooperation with Russia, as it is also beneficial. The country can have good relationships with both the United States and Russia, even if the two superpower nations are not on good terms. This is the end of our video. We would be very glad if you press the subscribe button and share it with your friends. We'll see you next time.